Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This week's video is a little bit unexpected because I thought I lost all the footage for this video, but here it is and I hope you enjoy. Hello guys, today's video I'm going to be reading the rest of the ACOTAR series. This video will have spoilers in it, so I guess now's the right time to click out of this video if you haven't read the rest of the series. Yeah, and then just come back when you've read all of them. Hey guys, it's been a couple days since I did my intro. I'm like a fourth of the way in the book, and I also started tabbing. I started tabbing like this, like in the book, like highlighting. I tabbed this book and I can't make it look pretty like how the girls on TikTok do it. It's just, I can't get the tabs to be coming out in an equal amount. I just can't, and it took me a long time just trying to get the tab straight, and it was just a pain. So I started doing it this way. I just finished the first part because there's like 3 parts of this book, and the part 1, House of Beasts, and now I am in part 2, the House of Wind. So my initial thoughts. I don't like Tamlin in this. He's acting like such a jerk. Like the first few pages, it's Feyre having nightmares and throwing up and all that, but he's doing nothing to help her. He never woke when the nightmares dragged me from sleep, never woke when I vomited my guts up night after night. If he knew or heard, he said nothing about it. I mean, come on. She just saved you from the evil queen and freed everyone and your people and got you your powers back, and you're not even gonna be there for her. Like, I get it, you might be going through some things too, but at least acknowledge it. He's just turned into like a cold person. He's keeping Feyre locked up in the house and guarded all the time. Like every move that she makes, someone's watching, and she can't go out, she can't do anything. Like her job is just to stay at home, be a trophy wife. He's not the same Tamlin I met in the first book. Tamlin proposed, and it's during their wedding day. Feyre was like, help me, please save me, get me out of this. And while she's walking down the aisle, Rhysand just appears out of nowhere and it's like, oh, I gave you 3 months and now you have to fulfill your part of the bargain, and takes her away. Like literally saves her. When she arrives at Night Court, I thought Night Court would just be like nighttime all the time and just dark and gloomy, but I found out it's one of the seasonal courts. They still have daytime, but Rhysand said they just have like magnificent nights. But yeah, not at all what I thought. And he doesn't ask her to do anything in particular. Like he just kind of like tells her to like learn how to read and write, and it's so funny the things he tells her to copy. Rhysand is the most handsome High Lord, Rhysand is the most delightful High Lord, and Rhysand is the most cunning High Lord. Like, anyways, after that there's another big thing that happens. Like she's just so done with Tamlin and was pushing him to take her with her on like whatever they were doing, and she was just pushing him, and he locked her in the house. Like there was a shield put around the house and she can't go out, but people can come in and out. I think she just has like a breakdown where she like yields darkness and no one can see her, and she was just screaming. This is what Morgan said, because she's the one who went in Tamlin's house to get Feyre, and she said, did you think his shield would keep us from you? Rhys shattered it with half a thought. Like he just knew. I guess he heard her screaming. Morgan took her to Rhysand, and Rhysand just took her back to Night Court, and Rhysand's like, oh, I'll be back in a few days, like rest up. And she's like, no, like take me with you. And he says yes, like not like Tamlin. And he's like, keep this a secret, whatever you do, whoever you meet and whatever you see, like don't say anything to anyone. And they went to Velaris, the city of starlight. So apparently it's like a secret city where all of the people of Night Court live, and they said the walls of the city have not been breached for 5,000 years, so no one knows about it. None of the people from the other court. Amarantha didn't even know about it, so everyone in that city was safe during the reign of Amarantha. And yeah, that's where I end off. I think I ended off where Feyre was having dinner with his inner circle, Cassian, Azriel, Amren, and Morgan. So that's where I ended off, and Amren's kind of scaring me too. I think I'm gonna read a little bit more. I'm excited to see what Tamlin thinks. But before I go though, I just want to share this quote that she said when she's in Velaris, the secret city. I'm thinking that I was a lonely, hopeless person, and I might have fallen in love with the first thing that showed me a hint of kindness and safety. And I'm thinking maybe he knew that too. Maybe not actively, but maybe he wanted to be that person for someone. And maybe that worked for who I was before. Maybe it doesn't work for what I am now. Okay, another thing that I wanted to like talk about, I don't know if I said it in the beginning of this video, but one of my predictions that I think is gonna happen is that do Rhysand and Feyre have the mating bond? Oh my god, is that why this whole bargain's a thing? Rhysand knows that there's a bond between them, there's a mating bond, but he just used the bargain to like cover it up. Hey guys, it's the next day, I think, 243 pages in, and I think I'm just gonna update like every 100 page just because I don't want this video to be an hour long. I feel like I already have a lot of footage to go through, so I think I'm just gonna update every 100 page. Yeah, she agreed to work with Rhysand on their plan, and they went to this prison to talk to the bone carver. I think he was the one who made the ring and bone that Amarantha wore to keep Jurian alive, and they found out that the King of Hybern's trying to resurrect Jurian to fight on his side. I think they found out that the King of Hybern is trying to piece together the cauldron because the cauldron can resurrect people. Also, the bone carver, they asked like if there's anything they can do to stop it, and he said to reunite both halves of the Book of Breathings so that they can nullify the powers of the cauldron to stop it, and one half of it is in Summer Court and the other half is in the mortal realm with some queens. I think I knew something was sus about Ianthe or whatever her name is. Apparently Rhysand showed a memory of Ianthe to Feyre, and she was just basically trying to seduce him to have babies. There was a thought in Feyre's mind. She said, how would I ever convince Tamlin to dismiss her? What if now that I was gone, she was blank? But now they're going to the mortal realm to go to Vera's house, I think, because that's her house is gonna be like a base in neutral territory, and while they try to get the other half of the book from the mortal queens. And I also found out that Amren, the scary girl that scares me, also went to prison, and I thought she was human at first because she was saying, oh, there's two of us to Feyre, like that got turned into a fae. Rhysand was saying how she's from like another world or universe, I'm not sure, and she's been in prison and she got out, and apparently like she's really like bad, like if she were to escape the spell and come out of the body she's in right now, apparently it's bad. If all else fails, Rhysand said that he would find a way to unleash Amren from the spell she's in right now. Finally, I mean, they kissed. About damn time. 474 pages in. Maybe I should just be highlighting these. I don't know why I'm about to cry. I don't know. What? Page 475. Like something he says on that page and something he says and does got me like shook. I just think 475 is my favorite page. At this point, I should just highlight the whole page. I do have to remember sometimes that these are fictional men that are not true, which makes me sad. One of my predictions was true. So after that night in the inn, they were flying and they got attacked. And Rhysand was shot with ash arrows with some kind of poison, and she trapped a Suriel. Is that how you say it? Suriel, to ask what poison it is and how to cure it. And Suriel told her, the High Lord of the Night Court is your mate. I knew it. I knew it. But yeah, I'm gonna read for the rest of the night and update you probably tomorrow. Okay, see ya. Hello guys, it is 2:10 in the morning. I don't know why this book's making me cry. Rhysand, she found out that they were mates and she like ran away, and then Rhysand came and started telling her the truth, and it's just making me cry. I don't know why, but that's what's happening. I need to go to bed, but I can't because it's just so good. Also, my camera is dying, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. I just need a second to think about everything that just happened. I was literally on a roller coaster of emotions in these last few pages. I just So I finished the book and my nose is still stuffy because I was kind of emotional through some parts of it. That ending was probably the best ending I've ever read in a book so far. I still can't process it. The last few chapters, I didn't stop. I was literally just like, what is happening? What is happening? What is happening? What is happening? Chapter 54. I think I was crying last night where he just like confessed everything. And then he tells her about how he saw her before she was even in the fairy realm and had dreams about her painting and stuff like that. And she like made a connection later on as to that, like that's why she drew like the night sky and the star on her dresser. The images of her in Rice's dreams became clearer when she was in like across the wall on the fairy realm. It's just like he had this tugging thought to come and find her, and then to Kalanmai, Kalanmai, is that it? Or Fire Knight? And literally he saw her and said, "There you are, I've been looking for you." His first words to her was not a lie. I can't even think right now, I'm sorry, but he just tells her the story and everything, the truth, why he did everything he did, and it was all just to protect her. He endured all that pain of seeing her with Tamlin, and he was there to fight for her at the end when he tried to kill Amarantha and Tamlin didn't do shit. And then the next chapter is just them being obsessed with each other. And then the next thing that happens is that they go back to meet the queens. Anyways, after that, they had a plan of going to Hybern to get the cauldron and nullify its powers, but then it all turned out to be a trap for them to all be in the same place. This is where it really like went down. She tried to like do the spell, shut down the cauldron, but it didn't work. They saw Jurian there, and then the king was also there. Once they followed the king to the throne, guess who showed up? Lucian and Tamlin. Like, I knew it. I didn't know it would be the way it is. Apparently they made a bargain to give Feyre over in exchange for Tamlin letting the king's army enter Prythian through his lands. And then apparently Ianthe, I knew I hated her from the start. She sold the information that she was getting from Feyre about Feyre's family to the king. And you know what that led to? The king had the sisters and the queens were there. And the king turned both Feyre's sisters into fairies just to prove to the queens that it would be safe for them to be turned into fairies too. Like, and then when Elaine and Nesta were turned, the most shocking thing ever happened. Elaine turned out to be Lucian's mate. Like, this is where I started to get emotional because Feyre pretends to free herself from Rhysand's control, you know, because everyone thought that Rhysand was controlling her mind, that's why she acted the way she is, but she pretended to free herself from that control and begged the king to break the bond, and he did. And I was literally crying because like here, like Rhysand was like no, and Rhysand was like literally having a mental breakdown right in front of everyone. And then I found out that that type of bond cannot be broken, like even Amren said. Right before everything happened, they went to see a priestess and he swore her as his high lady. You know, when people told her high ladies weren't a thing? Like, now she's the high lady of Night Court and Rhysand's queen. That literally saved me. I was on the verge of having a mental breakdown. And now they have this plan of taking down everyone, taking down Tamlin, the Spring Court, Queens, and the King of Hybern from within. And it's just so smart. That's my take. I feel like I didn't explain that story that well, and I rated a 5 out of 5. Even more than that. Like, I would rate, I can't even rate it because it's so good. I'd like to throw this away. It's the next day and I feel like I'm taking such a long time reading this book. I don't know, maybe it's just a little bit slower than the other ones, but I'm halfway through. Elaine's just being weird. Like, she's speaking in riddles. I think that this was before I read ahead and found out what she was, but I initially thought that she can like tell the past and the future in riddles. And yeah, she predicted that people from Hybern would come. She was like something about twins, and there were like two of the king's ravens or something attacked Feyre and Nesta while they were in the library, and they had no choice but to jump down into the bottom where Rhys and Cassian told them not to because there's something down there. She ended up making a bargain with the thing down there. She didn't see, she had her eyes closed, to like save her from the twins because they were coming to get her. The bargain was that she wanted, I don't know if it's a she or a he, I don't know, the thing wanted company to tell it about light. And then the twins also said something about Nesta taking too much of the cauldron's power. That's why the king can't take down the wall, so that's why they're after her. So they still don't know what she took, but I guess she's pretty powerful. But yeah, I'm gonna keep reading. Some of the things they say to each other, like this one. This is when they're in Dawn Court for the meeting, and he said, "Tonight I want you to wear that crown to bed, only the crown." At this point, you know, they got their happy ending. They're together. I'm kind of bored. Like, I get it. You're obsessed with each other. Can we just move on with the story? Like, I loved them and everything they did in the second book, but now that they got their happy ending and they're together, can we just get to the point? I'm sorry if I'm dissing their love life or their relationship. I think I'm just in a reading slump, and I think I just need to take a break from reading this series. I don't know. Apparently, Jurian is not the real enemy here. Essentially, he was just plotting against the King of Hybern by being there and pretending to be on their side. And it turns out he didn't want to kill Miriam and Dracon. He wanted to beg for forgiveness. And also, apparently, Tamlin, this two-faced beast, ran back to Hybern in the camp in Spring Court and launched an assault on Summer Court. So, poor Tarquin. I hate him. I just hate Tamlin with a passion now. Okay, another update. So they had to move the army because there's another attack in another place in Perthia, and I don't really pay attention. But yeah, it was failing, so Mor had to join, and Feyre asked Elaine to track down the Serial, to ask where the rest of the army was, where the king was, and where the cauldron was. Right as the Serial was saying what she needed to do to stop Hybern, there was an ash arrow launched at his throat. And guess who was there? Frickin' Ianthe. Serial was telling Feyre to run and go, and like it was willing to be taken for her to just like get out of there, which was like, she gave them to the Weaver. They deserved it. She's back with the Serial, and the Serial is dying. The Serial said, "Your magic is spent. Do not waste it." And he said, "I'm already gone." And she asked, "What can I do?" And it said, stay until the end. And it said, I knew the tracking because Ianthe had like a tracking spell on the cloak that Feyre gave it last. And she asked them why come at all. And it said, "You were kind. You fought your fear. You were kind." This is making me so sad. It died. And it said, before it died, "Leave this world a better place than how you found it." The Serial was a dreamer. Oh my god. This is giving me like when Dobby died. Like it's giving me the same vibes and feelings when Dobby died. This Serial was the Dobby in Feyre's story. The cauldron took Elaine. Oh my god. So I hate that I'm even saying this, but oh my god. Tamlin came last minute to save Feyre. Like he was like holding a line, and he told her to run and holding off the soldiers of Hybern, and like Azriel told her to fly because he can't carry like 3 people. She ran for it, and then one hound got past Tamlin, and Azriel was just like, fly now, and she flew with the help of, again, Tamlin. There was like wind he sent over, and she flew, and then they flew away. Bonecarver and Briasis, I don't know. They just showed up to fight and help them. It's so cool. Rhys was like, "Oh my god, like how did you do it?" And then he was like, "Oh, seems like you beat me to it." And the Weaver came. So they have that thing, the Bonecarver and the Weaver, all helping to fight with them. Like, what? Baron, Autumn Court, and Tamlin, Spring Court, came with all their people and Elaine's ex-fiance, Grayson, and the humans. This book is taking an emotional toll on me. Hybern started using the cauldron, killed a lot of the Illyrian warriors, and then next it went to the Bonecarver. And before that, like the sister was screaming, like warning the Bonecarver, but the Bonecarver just looked at Feyre before it happened and smiled, and then he was gone. I remember when he was asking about death and what it felt like, and I guess he was happy to go. Oh my god. Oh my god, I knew they would come! was just getting sad because Rhys was telling, when there are none of us left, I want you to run. And that made me really sad, and Miriam and Draken's illusion are there to help them. I'm so happy. This book is literally giving me like emotional damage. The queen, the sixth queen also came. Baza, whatever her name is. Oh my god, everyone just came. This is such a great ending. I don't want to jinx that though. I just fixed the lighting. It wasn't Lucian who found the sixth queen. It was the Prince of Merchants. The dad. Oh my god. For so long, I thought that he was just out on a business trip, but apparently he found out that the queens were traitors and started a human army to face Hybern, and then he managed to find the queen. This is what Draken said, that the father said. He told me that he's got 3 daughters who live here and that he failed them for so many years, but he would not fail them this time. So he knew his daughters were in Prythian, and he named his 3 ships after them, the Feyre, the Elaine, and leading both of them into the war, the Nesta, and the dad was there. This book in the last, I don't know how many pages, like maybe like 50 pages, has been throwing plot twists at me. And I just like can't emotionally handle it because I'd be sad and crying, and then this type of thing happens and I'm like, oh, I'm happy now, and then something sad again happens. Like, oh my god. So I guess Amren and Nesta made a plan and didn't tell anyone else. The king, he came with the father with a sword to his throat. So the king snapped their dad's neck. God, he was just trying to, I guess he died knowing that he somehow tried to fight for his daughters. Bruh, Elaine finally did something. Elaine killed the king. Hey guys, I don't remember the last time I filmed, but I'm gonna finish this book because I have like 30 pages left. I remember I'm at the part where Amren was released. Like, she tricked Feyre that there was like a spell to stop the cauldron and the army, but she made Feyre release her, and she killed all of Hybern's people and disappeared, so that's kind of sad. And then now it said that there was like a hole forming in the world because the cauldron's broken, and without the cauldron, Prythian or the immortal realm won't exist. Rhysand and Feyre just like put the cauldron back together. As a result, Rhysand died? I know this is some kind of bullshit because I know he survived, so I gotta keep reading and see what happens. Oh my god. Literally just started reading this book and it's making me cry. All the High Lords are trying to revive him or something, the same way that they did to Feyre, and Tamlin was the last one there, and he said, "Be happy, Feyre," and that was like what made me cry so much. And then he offered the light to Rhysand to bring him back to life. Back. Apparently when they were sealing the cauldron, like, she was in there and Rhys just reached out a hand and tried to grab her, and she's back, but like as a high fae, no powers, no nothing, so. I finished it. I just took a few minutes to recuperate or whatever. Yeah, I finished this whole book finally. It took me like so long. I think it took me a week just because like 50% of it was kind of slow, or more than half of it was kind of slow. But yeah, I think I'd rate this 4.5 stars. I would have given it like a 5 stars because I love the ending. I love everything during the battles, the war, and everything that happened, because there's just so many surprises that I didn't see coming. But now I'm gonna start the 4th book, and I think this is a novella. I heard it was a Christmas classic, so we'll see. Okay, I don't think I've updated about this book yet. Honestly, there's not a lot going on. They're just trying to rebuild the city after the war, and Rhysand went to go visit Tamlin, and he's a wreck. There's no one at his house. He's alone. It's all destroyed and trashed. No servants. Lucian even went there because he felt bad, and he's apparently hunting for food because there's no one else to do it. Rhysand went there because Tamlin wasn't reinforcing his borders because the wall obviously had gone down, and he needs to like guard the borders so that the High Lords or anything take advantage of like the human realm or something. This is what Rhysand said when he was winnowing out. He said Tamlin didn't have shields around the house, none to prevent anyone from winnowing in, to guard against enemies appearing in his bedroom and slitting his throat. It was almost as if he was waiting for someone to do it. Oh my god, I just found out that all the dresses that Feyre has been wearing was made by Rhysand's mom. Okay, so Feyre's like other gift for him was to tell him that she's ready to have a kid because the bone carver showed her image of what their kid would look like. Okay, that's it. I was hoping that we'd find out in this book that Feyre's pregnant. I don't really know what to rate it. There was nothing really happening. I think I would rate it like a 4.5 stars. Also, Rhysand went to go visit Tamlin again, and Tamlin was like, will she ever forgive me? He was just very regretful, and he had no one, literally, and I feel so bad. I hated him, but now I'm starting to understand him. Like, he regretted everything he did to Feyre, and he tried to make up. I don't know if he tried to make up for it, but everything he did was, I guess, in Perthian's best interest and Feyre's after, you know, doing everything, locking her up. I know there's more books coming out in this series, but I hope Tamlin gets to tell his story too and kind of has like a comeback, I guess. So I'm hoping for that, but I know a lot of people wouldn't like that, but I don't know. I think that'd be cool. And I do think I'm gonna end this video here because, as you can see, I'm getting sicker and sicker throughout the days, but also because the book is 751 pages. These 3 books that I read in this video are just been a lot to take in, so I feel like I need a break from this world and kind of read another genre as a palate cleanser, and I'll definitely come back to this in the near future. But I know it's in Nesta and Cassian's point of view, so I feel like that's gonna be interesting. I think Nesta's just difficult, but she has her reasons. But anyways, if you made it this far into the video, thank you for watching. I'm sorry if I rambled on throughout this video. I just talk too much, but thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.